What's good, everybody? It's your boy, the Anime Ambu here, coming back at you with part 4 of What If Naruto Abandoned Konoha, otherwise known as Slashed, a Naruto fanfiction on Wattpad. And listen, so first and foremost, we hit 300 subscribers, which is an incredible mark and honestly just mind-boggling to me. Here, wait, let me fix this real quick. Alexa, pause. And it's just incredibly mind-boggling to me, and I'm just super appreciative of that. And I just genuinely appreciate all the support and all the people that have been coming to find the channel recently. And just genuinely from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much. I appreciate all the comments and like literally everything that's been received. I hope to continue to grow. I'm hoping to hit 1,000 by the end of summer. I feel like that's a realistic goal. So that's probably like August. I'd love to hit 1,000. That would be crazy. But yeah, it's always good to set goals. But yeah, so with that out of the way, next thing on the chopping block is Discord, link in the description. Join the Discord server. We have a great time over there. We got a great group of people over there. Actually, the Discord people are the ones who make the intros, and I genuinely appreciate them. So thank you guys for your contributions to the story and contributions to the videos, and genuinely appreciate it. And some of the times that your messages pop up on the screen are hilarious, so there's make for some funny bloopers. Just to try to keep this as short one as possible, even though I know this is going to be long. That's about it for me. So future Seth, cue the intro. Woo, no more distractions. Let's get on into the video. It's been almost a year since he left the Cloud Nin escape. Naruto didn't regret it at all. He wanted some excitement, something that bandit camp hadn't given him. The Akatsuki had perished. Well, almost. That cinnamon roll named Toby is still alive and kicking. Orochimaru got absorbed by Sasuke. Itachi got killed by Sasuke a month or two ago. Pain was also killed by Sasuke. Konoha basically did all the work and eliminated the Akatsuki. Naruto, well, he was sitting back and training while they were getting injured in the front lines. Currently, Naruto was out buying food from a nearby town. The town was nameless and was not even featured on the Elemental Nations map. So this was a pretty good place to buy necessities without getting tracked easily. Naruto walked down into the town. He got many stares and people backed away. They think I'm dangerous. They technically weren't wrong and he was dangerous, but he meant no harm. That is, if they don't harm him as well. Who is he kidding? No one in the town could defeat him. You may think this is just pure arrogance, but it's just facts. His prowess in battle is almost on par with a Kage, maybe the same level, but the only way to test it out is to fight an actual Kage. Fortunately, the strongest Kage of the nations probably hate him and is after his head. Yes, the right Kage is the strongest Kage at the moment. He heard that he has gathered one of the 5, but that was old news. Naruto had only found this out recently. Luckily, he can only use one of the 5 because of his intent to use them. Naruto walked past the edge of the town and was now headed towards his cave. As he walked, he gained a small smirk. Looks like they're really hating my guts if they're sending 5-level Jonin level ninja to their deaths. They were behind him, hiding in the tree. Naruto's eyes flashed in his Sharingan. They can't see it yet. Naruto yawned and stretched out his hands. He continued walking as he said, "I'll finish you in 5, in record time." Naruto disappeared in a flicker of flames. The 6 widened their eyes as they tried to look for Naruto. They're all dead. The genjutsu that was established was undetected and it got them to death's door. The last Jonin scurried away like an academy student. Are they really Jonin? Naruto thought as he pinned the Jonin with his katana. Naruto crouched down his level. Who sent you after me? The Cloud Nin tried to break free from the katana. You can struggle as much as you want. Naruto took out the kunai from his holster, and in a blink of an eye, the kunai was inches away from the person's eyes. I'll ask you again, who sent you after me? Naruto said with not much patience. Fine, I'll tell you. It was Lord Raikage. He sent us. There's a camp of ninja a mile from the east. The Cloud Nin was begging for mercy. Thanks for your answer. Naruto brought his kunai down his throat in a matter of seconds and sliced his neck cleanly. The eyes slowly started to lose their life force. Damn, this is very gruesome. You don't understand. I've been cutting out a lot of the gruesome parts. Like the scene when Naruto assassinated the guy for the daimyo. Yeah, that was very gruesome. I cut that out. Not cut that out, but I tried to like stifle the amount of like just gore that was, just like emanating from that scene. It was crazy. Naruto stood up from his crouching position, a grin never leaving his face. He wiped the blood from his katana. Let the massacre begin. When's the attack? The clown nin asked as he got a bottle full of booze. Laughing could be heard throughout the camp. In a few days, so don't drink too much. They all laughed as they did a collective of cheers with their drinks. They were all having the time of their lives for now. An explosion could be seen and screams of death were flooding the camp. Their eyes widened. Quick, we're getting attacked! The person couldn't finish his sentence since a kunai was lodged in his body. As the man dropped dead, a person with a fox mask could be seen taking the kunai back with his own hands. Naruto quickly dispatched the 3 other Cloud Nin in a second. Naruto was disappointed. This wasn't hard at all. Blood everywhere. It went on in anything and everything. Naruto's clothes were bathed in blood. His hair flowed as he killed more ninja. His eyes cold, never showing weakness or faltering. He had one goal, and only one goal, to kill every single person in the camp. Lightning attack came his way, and he effortlessly dodged the attack and landed on the ground perfectly in safety. I'll show you a real lightning attack. Naruto started to quickly weave hand signs that were unseen by the naked eye. Sparks of thundering lightning started to grow. Lightning style, lightning dragon. A dragon made from lightning was created out of thin air. It attacked the ground that they were all attached on. Debris was scattered all over the place. You're not a real ninja. Naruto's voice could be heard in the endless smoke. Someone who becomes a ninja for glory is nothing but another piece of trash lying on the ground. A scream of terror could be heard. Silence covered the battlefield. A drop of sweat was created by the last Cloud Nin in the camp. A soft but deadly voice rang from behind the man. And you're one of them. Naruto's katana pierced the poor man's heart. The man's vision blurred and his soul was given to the devil. Naruto stood there unaffected by the many people that he had killed in just a few minutes. My job is done. Another few days passed as no news was heard. The Cloud had not sent more ninjas after him, but one thing was clear. Enryu hated him. Naruto was interfering with the war that did not involve Naruto whatsoever. And it was only a matter of time before Enryu sent in more of his ninjas after Naruto's head. But Naruto waiting for the moment to happen. Are you in position? Asked a leaf, as a person with a leaf forehead protector covered his left eye. Numerous responses were given. The Cloud had created a main camp just a few miles away from the gate of Konoha. A Konoha attack force was created for the sole purpose of taking down the main camp to ensure safety of the leaf. Remember to make your to the middle of the base. The building holds the stronger opponents. So be careful. Kakashi said, start in 3, 2, 1, go! An explosion from all 4 entrances appeared. Death shadowed over many of the people in both the camp and the attack force. Die. Bodies dropped on the ground. Lives were getting taken away left and right. This raid wasn't going to end without losses from either side. The attack force slowly started to make their way to the middle of the base, but when their hopes were high and in Cloud 9, an overwhelming amount of killing intent washed over them. A person was standing on top of the base. He was buff and looked to be very strong. The main attack force looked at him in wide-eyed. Their plans of taking the camp down was about to go downhill. This man was here. It was indeed the brother of the Raikage, Inugami Airyu. His power was at the level of a Kage. He was indeed dangerous. Airyu was looking down on them with a confident posture. His power did exceed the power of even Sasuke. Even if Sasuke activated her Mangekyo, she would only be able to barely manage to go toe-to-toe with Airyu. But if he uses her curse mark with the Mangekyo, Airyu jumped down, created a mini earthquake. He quickly glared at the attack team. How dare you attack my people? He growled as he crushed a leaf nin. In a blink of an eye, a dozen leaf nin fell on the ground dead. Blood splattered on the ground. Many cries of horror were heard, but silence. You'll pay for that one. Sasuke aimed her katana at Airyu's head, but to her surprise, Airyu caught the katana and effortlessly broke it to pieces. No way! Sasuke got delivered a punch to the stomach. Blood came out of her mouth as she got sent meters away. Kakashi activated his single Mangekyo Sharingan. I'll need this to assess me. A swirl appeared on Airyu's left leg. Airyu looked toward Kakashi with a smirk. That feels weird. Kakashi's Mangekyo couldn't keep up and finished the Kamui and got a punch that felt like 100 pounds to his chest. Sakura appeared behind Airyu and attempted to use a chakra-powered punch to break Airyu's bones. But before Sakura could make contact, Idu caught the punch with such ease. Sakura's eyes widened with such surprise. How? Idu threw Sakura across the field, but suddenly a skeleton-like humanoid creature knocked Idu to the concrete wall of the base. That hurt like hell, Idu commented. Idu appeared from the concrete wall, blood dripping from his back. He appeared in front of Sasuke Susanoo and punched it. Sasuke got flown back a meter or two, but no damage taken. It looks like that creature of yours is both defensive and offensive. But Idu knew something. But just how much damage can it take? Sasuke widened her eyes as punches were getting directed quickly at her. Slowly but surely, the defense of the Susanoo was failing. Cracks were slowly appearing in the Susanoo. Crap, I need to think of something. Sasuke kept on thinking and she suddenly got an idea. I'll just use it. Just before the Susanoo broke, Sasuke's right eye started to bleed. Amaterasu! Black flames appeared as debris flew from the magnitude of the punch. Sasuke brought her hand over to her eye to stop the pain from overwhelming her. She panted and panted, but it was over. Sasuke suddenly felt a rush of wind behind her, and her eyes widened as she got a massive punch to the gut. She hit a wall. How did you escape? Sasuke yelled in agony. Idu smirked as he pointed towards a burning leaf nin. I was just barely fast enough to react. He reacted from the blood coming out of Sasuke's eye. Team 8, 9, 10, and the rest of the attack force appeared around Idu. I better head towards there. I feel some strong chakra from all over there. All started to charge towards Idu in hopes of defeating him. Idu cracked his head and knuckles. You think you can defeat me? You're not even half as strong as that girl over there. Kurenai tried to place a genjutsu on him, but failed. Sucks to be you, Idu said as he placed a raw kick towards Kurenai. Idu then moved towards the much weaker leaf nin. Blood fell on the ground as numerous bodies dropped. He's overwhelming us. Shikamaru couldn't think of a plan just from all the pressure that's getting thrown at them. I'm almost there. Team 8 and 9 were drained and defeated. The two teams were laying on the ground covered in blood. If anyone tried to use a technique, Idu quickly reacted and stopped them. For instance, Guy and Lee tried to tap into the 8 gates but failed. Couldn't both make it past. Because both couldn't? I don't know. But failed, couldn't. That's what they say. Make it past the gate of life. They both couldn't sustain it and depleted their bodies. Shikamaru's head nodded towards his team. Choji, distract him. Beads of sweat rolled down his forehead. Choji nodded. Expansion jutsu! Choji expanded into a ball-like shape. I'll roll you into a piece of that dough! Choji rolled towards Idu at insanely fast speeds. If I catch him, my hands will feel like it touched a fire jutsu. Idu, with his large bravery, brought his hands forward. Let's see who wins! Idu caught Choji while rolling. Choji continued to roll even faster. The ground started to shake, but this was sadly interpreted when Shikamaru yelled towards Choji. Choji, move! Choji complied and backed away in time for Shikamaru to connect Shadow Possession Jutsu successfully. Shadow Possession complete. Shikamaru smirked as his plan was going, to his plan. Ino, use your mind transfer! Shikamaru yelled. Ino immediately nodded and weaved her clan's special seal. Mind transfer jutsu! Ino's body collapsed on the ground and Ino's consciousness was transferred to Idu. Choji, expand and hit him with all you got. Ino, just before Choji hit Idu, get out of the body. This was the only chance they had. Choji expanded his body and rolled towards Idu. Just before Choji gave him a direct hit, Ino transferred back to her body. Smoke was created from the shockwave. Once the explosion cleared, Choji was on the ground panting and Idu backed away a few meters coughing up blood. I must say that was very clever, but there's one thing you should know. My body can take on your attacks. Idu charged towards the rest of Team 10 and quickly disposed of them. Their combat ability weren't the best, and they certainly do not compare to Idu's ability in combat. Nobody was in a state to fight. They had lost. Well, not Sasuke. She had not given up. I'll fight till my last breath. She had her katana in her hand. I thought it was broken. Didn't he snap her katana into pieces? Whatever. Her Mangekyo and Curse Mark level 2 activated. Come at me. The two charged towards each other, and this was a battle who can endure better. Their attacks connected. Sasuke appeared behind Idu and delivered a punch to the back. Idu kept his ground and rushed in. Idu saw an opening and gave a clean kick. You're powerful, but your power isn't enough to match me or my brother. But Idu must say, his body can't hold up for much longer either. He had let them get hits off that are crucial in defeating Idu. Sasuke, with no time to react, had a punch inches away from her face. Shit! Sasuke thought as a fist connected, or did it? There was a damage done to the area around her, but Sasuke was nowhere in sight. It seems a bit cliche. A guy standing a damsel in distress. Naruto was holding Sasuke in so-called princess carry. Naruto? Sasuke asked, her Mangekyo and Curse Mark II deactivating for a brief moment. Sasuke then realized what happened. Put me down! She demanded. Naruto just raised an eyebrow and did what she said. You would have been dead if I wasn't here, Naruto said with a hint of smugness, as he grabbed Sasuke's katana and held it towards Sasuke. Take it. What the f? Combine level? Oh, 2K. Take it. We'll defeat this sucker. The others that were watching this thought they were seeing a married couple argue. Shut up, I know that. Sasuke grabbed the katana and directed it towards Idu. Naruto and Sasuke's eyes turned cold and hard. Let's do this. They both charged Idu. Their katanas were... I wish Naruto was just beating him like himself. That would have been cooler. I'm not gonna lie, but whatever. Naruto and Sasuke at the same moment threw their katanas. As their katanas got closer and closer towards Idu, Naruto decided to speed it up a bit. Wind release, airway! A boost of wind accelerated the speed of their katanas in one go. Idu barely managed to scrape through and dodge just because of this surprise. I'll need to end this fast. You won't be able to dodge this, Blondie. Idu appeared in front of Naruto with his fist creating passive air. Naruto smirked. You think that, but you don't know that my visual prowess even surpasses Sasuke over there. His eyes morphed into the Mangekyo, and you don't know that I see everything coming my way. Naruto said with a deadly tone as he dodged a punch just from tilting his body. Naruto moved to Idu's side and swung his fist. Naruto hit Idu in the spot that was weakened. Sasuke appeared from the back and swung her katana diagonally. Idu huffed and puffed, and he punched the ground with lots of strength behind the punch. Smoke made its way in the battlefield. Rushes of wind started to circle them. Without knowing, Naruto and Sasuke got punched from the back. The two winced in pain as they stood up. Sasuke, does Genjutsu work on him? Asked Naruto. She just answered by shaking her head. He's very resistant and aware of Genjutsu. Naruto nodded with that answer and looked towards the Sasuke. I've got an idea. Sasuke looked at Naruto. What do you propose? I'll power up your fire with my wind. The magnitude of the damage will increase substantially, replied Naruto. Wow, didn't think a dope like you would be able to think of something that smart. Naruto just smirked at Sasuke. Shut up, Teme, and do what I say. Sasuke just nodded. She started to weave hand signs. Fire style, dragon flame jutsu. A fire dragon appeared from Sasuke's mouth. As this was going on, Naruto did his own pair. Wind style, air spray. Wind came out of his mouth, and the fire and wind connected and increased in power. The jutsus made contact with Idu. It was a direct hit. Smoke covered Idu and his surroundings. Yes, the smoke dragon cleared and revealed a badly burnt Idu. At first, Idu was going to charge into the flame dragon, but didn't expect it to multiply in power because of the wind jutsu. Sasuke, Naruto only said. Sasuke knew what it meant and they charged. Idu was in a vulnerable state. They had to take advantage of that. Just before they could stab Idu, 3 Cloudmen appeared in front of him. Idu-sama, we were sent to the main camp to deliver necessities, but it looks like we have to deal with them. They were much weaker than Naruto and Sasuke. Naruto and Sasuke looked at each other and nodded. Idu doesn't care about them. He may say he does, but he definitely thinks that his life's more important than the others, Naruto mused. The 2 charged towards the 3. This will only take seconds. In that split second, Naruto and Sasuke appeared in front of the nobodies and quickly ended their life full of pain and misery. They widened their eyes as 2 punches were connected to their face. The 2 landed on the ground with their heads throbbing in pain. Su subsided, but Idu was quickly retreating in a hurry. No! Sasuke tried to stand back up, but she was quickly pushed down by a sudden pain in her eyes. I've overused my Mangekyo. Sasuke hadn't used the Mangekyo too much, but when she did, she absolutely used it to its fullest. I'll go after him, Naruto said as he took his katana and immediately ran after Idu. How is he so fast? Naruto thought as his base speed was paling in comparison to Idu. Even a few meters that he had sprinted, Idu had practically tripled that. Naruto gritted his teeth as he began to lose sight of Idu. Damn it! Naruto thought as Idu was completely out of sight. How could I lose him? Naruto asked himself and he punched a tree. Bark fell to the ground. Naruto looked back and since the Leafnins have recovered safely and are coming his way. You're here to come get me, huh? Naruto morphed his shotgun gun back to the 3 Tomoe. You may have failed to kill Idu, but we can still retrieve you. Thanks. Kakashi said as he held onto his gut. I'll fight you all, no matter what. I'm not going back to Konoha. Naruto slowly turned his head. You won't defeat me. After all, an Uchiha can only be beaten by another Uchiha. A black skeleton was emitting from his body. Pain washed over Naruto's body, but he held on. Even further! The skeleton evolved into an even stronger stage. It was still as large as before, but the appearance changed. I feel the overflowing power inside me. But at the same time, the constant drain of chakra and the pain inside him increased. Naruto dropped to the ground where the rest were. He walked and slowly increased his speed. Naruto's Susanoo had a katana that resembled what Naruto was really good at. He suddenly dashed towards him. Naruto went towards the leader of the squad, Kakashi. From what I saw from Sasuke, the humanoid is both defensive and offensive. It also looks like it can evolve and grow weapons. All we have to do is crack the defensive abilities of the humanoid. Naruto swung the Susanoo's blade in a diagonal direction. He backed away as he saw Shikamaru's shadow possession going after him. As Naruto backed away, Choji came in, barely able to sustain his expansion jutsu. Naruto saw the shadow possession coming his way. He widened his eyes. He's practically trapped. Or was he? Naruto substituted with a log, and he appeared just a few meters away from the log that he had substituted with. Naruto had his Susanoo come back to life. Unfortunately, his ignorance got the best of him and got his ethereal fighter hit with Sakura's punch. Cha! To Naruto's surprise, he was blown back. Naruto gritted his teeth as his Susanoo swung his katana in the air. The wind around them rippled and got manipulated to Naruto's bidding. Naruto closed in on Kakashi. You may think all you have to do is destroy the Susanoo with brute force, but here's a tip. Don't get too close. To Kakashi's surprise, he got pulled inside the ethereal warrior. You may just get pulled in. Naruto punched Kakashi out of his Susanoo right after, and his eyes made eye contact with Guy and Lee. They're one of the most dangerous out of all of them. Naruto dashed towards them at high speeds. Oh, no you don't, Kurenai said as she placed a genjutsu. Naruto smirked and said, you're a pretty good genjutsu user. His face suddenly darkened. For some non-Uchiha. Naruto blasted out of the genjutsu and continued his way towards the duo, but unfortunately, the time that he was in the genjutsu was useful for them. Naruto-kun, we won't hesitate to go into 8 gates to retrieve you back. Guy yelled as Lee and Guy were at the gate of life. Do you know when a person invades a person's cerebral nervous system, their eyes widen? That's right, genjutsu. Naruto simply said before he burned into flames, as he punched Guy who got knocked out into Lee. But suddenly, Naruto's eyes turned back to normal. The strain on his eyes and body were overwhelming. Oi, Kyuubi, can you give me some of your chakra to sustain at least 3 tomo? Naruto mentally asked in a sweet tone. Only this time I was taking a nap, human. Naruto felt a bit of chakra enter his system. Thanks. Naruto activated his 3 tomoe, bashing through the pain that he was getting. Naruto felt his vision slightly deteriorate. I've overused it for today. Naruto brought his eyes towards the others. His cold eyes turned stoic. I'll play with them just a bit more. But if Naruto had to be honest, he'd rather leave and go back to his cave. But leaving was something you do when there are people stronger than oneself. And Naruto was definitely not inferior to them. Not now, and not ever. He crossed his fingers together. Shadow Clone Jutsu. Fuck, no. Man, how long is this part? Alright. Actually, I'm just going to leave y'all off on that cliffhanger. Alright, so, yeah. That's it for me for this video. If you enjoyed, like, comment, and subscribe. Respond to all comments, heart all comments, like all comments. I genuinely appreciate them. Let's hit 400 as we work on our way towards, I guess, 1,000. I don't know what the goal really is. I guess the goal is to just keep pumping out videos and keep getting people to enjoy them. That's really what I like to do because I genuinely appreciate. My favorite part of doing like these videos for y'all is the comments I receive. I genuinely appreciate them. They're literally my favorite part. Like, that is my favorite part. But let's finish this little bit real quick. Okay, there's just a little tidbit that we're gonna finish right quick. Naruto had a clone appear right next to him, and he stuck his hand out towards the clone. He had to be quick. Sasuke had recovered and was coming their way. Blue Orb Chakra appeared on his hand, and once it was finished, Naruto built up momentum before smashing the Rasengan into the ground. Large debris covered the battlefield, and Sasuke just managed to appear before a yellow flash disappeared in the forest. Once the attacks of the impact were finished, the ones on the ground with lots of cuts and bruises, Sasuke clenched your fist at failure once again. He got away. Alright, bam. Alright, so that's it. For me, like, comment, subscribe, respond to all comments, like all comments, Discord link in the description, and this is your boy, the Anime Ambu. I am out. Deuces.